Hi everyone, and welcome to our booth on the SPS Fair in Nuremberg, Germany. We are live to show you all the innovation. I was talking to you this morning. So today you will see our own universal automation demo. Then we'll go with the company Emirim and discover a bit more about what they are doing as a startup within Universal Automation.org. Then we'll move to Clovic, cloud commissioning, a hot topic which is burning and which is coming there to us today, and they will show us a bit more about their technology and the way they are doing it. Last but not least, an overview of the technology with a discrete manufacturing demonstration done with the university from Alto. And there we have a demonstration where you can see a bit more about what is being done. So I'm happy to see you today in some other environment. So for those of you who cannot make it to the fair, it's your great chance to be with us today. So let's have a small pause, just a time, so I can call the people to start with the demonstration. Thank you.
UniversalAutomation.org. It's about sharing a technology, a shared runtime execution engine.
We call it a game change in automation because we have first one technology which is based on the IEC 64099, which is the standard which aims at decoupling hardware and software.
Hardware itself is becoming very, very performant in terms of processing and CPU power. And the future is more and more about software.
This approach is really a winning approach because it's very, very flexible. You develop the application once and you can reuse in each different configuration.
That's exactly what Universal Automation and 61499 enables, because it brings a new formalism for developing software, which is object-oriented in nature and which allows deployment of a distributed hardware for the actual final control system. So let's say that it's a marriage made in heaven.
So if I want to make more conscious decision based on my business data, which also come from the automation level, I need universal automation to get this data in an efficient way and with the right engineering efforts on the level when I can do and run the analytics.
Offers are available not just from Schneider Electric with EcoStruxure Automation Expert, but also from Advantech, from Stahl, from ESA in Italy, and from other companies.
Advantech is growing really, really fast. And I believe if you want to keep on growing in the next future, you need to be able to innovate. And when I see universal automation approach, it is exactly the way of innovation we need to go with.
Most of our customers from process automation are pretty conservative, so never change a running system. But now we see a new generation coming up, what is used to new technologies, and they are open to test, to try these new functionalities. And I think most of them pretty well understand the advantages on this. I'm doing this now for 20 years, and I think over the years, this is the most exciting changes.
And from my experience, I see that in the IT, for example, there has been a big revolution. And I expect the same in automation. I don't know when it will happen. Probably takes a little bit of time, but probably a revolution will come.
Hi, and welcome back with us to this the first edition of the UAO Goes Live, directly from the booth. So today I'm happy to be with you, Shreya. Shreya, can you please maybe introduce yourself before we go to more demonstration?
Yeah, thanks, Greg. And this is my first live and not definitely the last one. Thank you.
Yeah.
So I'm a software developer. I work for the UAO runtime. I develop applications. I design the objects and I deploy them. I work with research projects. We create proof of concepts, and this is how we help contribute to the technology growth.
Yes. So basically, you are an expert in the universal automation technology.
Yes, you can say that.
Yeah, great. And what can you tell us about the demo that you are demonstrating on the SPS right now?
Great. So today we have an interesting demo. We
Yes.
have two cameras from Cognex,
Okay.
the company which joined Universal Automation.
Okay.
We are going to get some images from two cameras and we have to show them on the cloud. So this is how I'm going to show you the interface to the camera and interface to the cloud via IC61499.
Okay, I see.
So this Cognex camera, we developed a library. We have the
Yes.
library. You simply drag and drop the object in the system integration, and then you deploy the application on the device.
So this is the principle of plug and produce, I
Yes,
suppose,
plug
huh?
and produce. Yes, this is easily, you can say, drag and drop, plug and produce. And the second demo we have, which is from the ENH, which is Endless and Heuser.
Yes.
We have a sensor from them. It's a flow meter.
Okay.
It shows the pressure. Right now, it shows the stable pressure.
Yes.
And we will show this data connecting or communicating with multiple PLCs. So
Okay.
right now, I'm using Schneider PLC M262, and
Yes.
which will communicate with the flow meter. And that we will see on the HMI.
Yeah, great. Sounds great. Before we go to the demo, maybe we can have a look a bit of the hardware which are demonstrating on the
Yes.
board, because I see some hardware from ESA, from, you said, Cognex, Vilo,
Yes.
Oppenberg, Bucher, Stahl. So a lot of hardware coming from, I assume, the different technology vendors of
Yes.
the association.
Yes.
So just to explain us, what does it mean to become a member of the association when you are a technology vendor? What does it mean? What can I do actually with the technology?
When you join UAO, what you can do is we have one shared runtime, so
Yes.
that we have one application, one technology. So the different technology, ENH, they wanted their sensor to be integrated in 1499, so
Yes.
that they don't have to use another software, and they don't have to get the separate person who will support the software. They will come to the site and they will work on it.
Yes.
We have Raspberry Pi, ESA. So it's Raspberry Pi is, everybody knows it's open
Yeah.
source,
Yeah.
and you
Clearly.
can program it very easily. We have IC61499 runtime from UAO, which is implemented in ESA, and you can interface it with the external IOs. The third device, you can say Stahl device. They have their own devices, own the PLCs, own controllers. They joined us because they want this one technology to also control their devices.
Yeah.
So one software, but hardware independent. You can choose any other hardware, and this one technology will be implemented all over it.
So I think that's a good point for you to show us now.
Yes.
Show us how this works, how the magic works.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
let's go. I will show you now the engineering studio we use.
Yeah.
It is EcoStructure Automation Expert from
Okay.
Schneider Electric. And you are currently seeing an application. As I zoom in, you will see different devices.
Yes.
ESA, you see ESA. We have generated a CAT. This is an object from IC61499, which is the most important component.
Good.
Because we have an event-based technology. Inside this CAT, we have different function blocks implemented, so that you can have HMI, you can have a control logic,
Okay.
you can have a feedback coming from the cloud.
And
Next is
before we
Yeah.
jump into the, let's say, the deep dive, what is inside every block,
Yeah.
I see here, if you dezoom a bit, I see here that in fact what I see on the screen is what I see directly here in terms of hardware. So you kind of place everything following kind of hardware structure
Yes.
to display your way of programming.
yes, the way of programming, and each hardware is connected. You can see there are not many wirings.
Yeah.
So the hardware is connected via adapter, which is one of the features of IC61499.
Yeah.
The adapter directly, it shows there is no mess of the wiring and there is no confusion. You directly connect one device to another device simply
Yeah.
using the adapters. So they are all connected, as you can see on the plates.
Yeah, so quite interesting, quite advanced engineering, huh?
Yes.
And quite easy as well. Yeah, so yeah, show us. Go ahead, deep dive.
Yes, so let's deploy the application. As you see, it's already running, but let's deploy it one more time. It's very easy. Each CAT is mapped to its individual device. You see the device M262, which will be mapped to M262. This is a device from Schneider Electric,
Yeah.
and now we are compiling. It will take a few moments, but it will complete the deployment.
Good. So quite interesting.
Yes.
So you can decide to select one of the other devices on which you want to deploy, and you can directly, let's say, assign a function to one device, huh?
Yes.
Correctly.
Yes.
Yeah. So now what you're doing is deploying,
yes, I'm
compiling
deploying
again.
two cameras, two
Yes.
different devices,
Mhm.
Phoenix Contact and R Stahl.
Okay.
And I'm deploying the interface to the flow meter to M262. So what will happen after the deployment? Let's see. The devices now they're about to start. Okay, one device started.
Yes.
The second device started. And
So viewer can't see, but we see the LED are starting to flash on our
yes,
side, showing that it's actually starting to
it's
work.
coming to life now.
Slowly but surely. But anyway, we are in a live, and this is all technical demonstration and so on. So there might be some glitches at some point, but that's the beauty of a live, huh? Seeing how everything works. So I take maybe the time while you are deploying. So that basically, when you come to the Universal Automation Network booth, that's what you can see, huh? On one side, really a demonstration based on software with hardware. So basically, what we are aiming at Universal Automation Network, and you can correct me if I'm wrong now, the goal is really to decouple the software from the hardware. So making really the software as one piece, which is developed to answer to one application without having a look at which hardware is underneath, actually. Huh? And then you deploy to whatever hardware you're doing.
Yes. Okay, so now we are ready.
Yes.
Instead of going inside all the complicated part, I would like to show you simply the HMI.
Yes.
Okay. So on the HMI at the bottom point, you will see our flow meter from Andreessen-Heuser.
Okay, so the flow meter which is here.
Meter. Yes,
yeah.
It's a very big, and you can also see the values on the device, on the display.
Okay.
So there is a flow meter right now coming. It's a steady. There is no extra pressure. It's not in the industry, so you will see a stable value. It's fine, completely
that's
fine.
normal.
But the flow meter is communicating with M262, and
Okay.
M262 is sending the value to HMI. So we have here two devices using UAO runtime together.
Yes.
On the top, you will see Cognex camera. Both are the models you see here. We can connect the camera now.
Okay, so let's connect. So I see the two cameras. One is over here, and the other one is over there.
So green light, they are connected to the camera.
Good.
And
green light is good, no?
Yes,
Yeah.
It's a green light. And you see when I try to click a picture from
Yes.
the HMI, so on and off.
I
you
see.
a
Okay.
value.
Yeah.
Yes.
What does it mean?
Underneath the camera, there is a KitKat.
Oh yes, sure. Let me maybe show you show it to the viewer. So here is the KitKat, which is placed under the camera. I hope I placed it well.
Yes, it's correct. And
Can you-
underneath the camera, the KitKat, which is in the very nice condition, which is edible, which is
Yes,
yummy, and
yes.
only when it's very nice condition, our camera takes the value
And show it.
It says that it's okay, you can eat
Yeah.
it. Otherwise, it will say
Impressive.
no go, don't eat it.
Yeah.
So that is the purpose of this camera.
And can we see what the camera sees actually?
Yes, you can see. You can open the camera, HMI,
Yes.
and we can see how the picture comes to life.
Yeah. That's
So
my
this is
KitKat.
okay. Yeah. And these values, so not only the camera is only taking the values or taking the pictures,
Yes.
but we also have one of the major features that we can communicate these values to the cloud so that the Industry 4.0 comes to life.
Okay.
You see values, they are taken and they are going directly to the cloud.
So
we have a
those
communication.
were the values which were taken from
Yes.
there, which we saw on the HMI.
Yeah.
Now they are connected to the cloud, and I can see my cloud and retrieve all the values
Yes.
and historical values.
Yes.
What we're seeing here. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, quite interesting.
So,
And what happens if I don't have a good KitKat?
well, we will give you a new, but in
Yeah.
case of bad
Sure.
value, we can retrieve these values. We can have a image processing. We can run it on it,
Yeah.
and we can reduce the amount of bad KitKats which go out of the manufacturing.
Okay.
This
Yeah.
is how the last implementation should work.
Just a question: Do we have a implementation of a bad KitKat, for example, to show
Yes,
to the viewers?
we have a bad
Which
KitKat
one?
as
Which
well.
one? Which one should I take? Tell
You
me.
can change any KitKat from that side.
Oh, okay. Let me take, because the viewer has to see. This is really live, and we have to try and show you that it's actually working. So I take this one, for
it's
example.
melted,
So this one is
completely
melted.
destroyed, so it's not edible.
It's not very good, but maybe I show it to the camera so people can really see how it looks like and so on. And yeah, let's put it under the camera, and let's make the trick work.
So let's check the HMI.
Yes.
You see values. this is not placed correctly, I think.
It's not placed correctly.
Just a little bit more.
Yes.
When
Yeah.
you see the HMI,
I
it
see no
says
go.
NG. That means no go.
No go.
If the KitKat is little bit wrinkled or it's something is broken
Yeah.
inside and it's coming outside, it will say no go.
Can
So
you show
don't
the
send this
picture?
KitKat.
Can you show the picture so I can see? Yeah, you see, that was my hand as well.
And also it will flash red.
Yeah, so we can directly see that the KitKat is not good.
Yeah.
It has been detected by the camera and sent as really not good. So here, I would say, what's the value of this application? So basically, the plug and produce. So I have my Cognex camera.
Yes.
I assume inside there's an AI implementation to
Yes.
recognize which products are good and product which are not good.
Yeah.
And basically, you connected this AI with one of the devices which is on the wall, and just by, let's say, a few clicks, we're using a brick which is existing. But this means, because we said a bit earlier, we talked about plug and produce, meaning that we could deploy that to any other device.
Yes.
And this should work the same way.
Yes, it should work the same way.
That's quite impressive, and that's the power of universal automation at the
Yes,
end. Now
that's
what
quite
we
a
are.
beauty.
That's what we are promoting since years now.
Yes.
And but actually that's what we are showing as well. So it's quite important. We don't have many opportunities to show you, to demonstrate you basically the demo of universal automation. So that's a very good opportunity to be at the SPS, to show live to people who are coming to the fair, and for those who don't, still we have the opportunity with the live to demonstrate the demonstration. Do you have still something else to show us on the demo, or are you done for today?
I think we are done for today because we will do complex demos later. For today,
We do
are
complex.
good.
Okay, so yeah, you preparing yourself for the next next live sessions, huh?
Yes.
I understood that. That is good. Thank you, Shreya, and thank you to the viewers. So we have a slight pause, just a time to change the speaker, and then we'll come back. We'll come back shortly. So stay put, and we'll come back. Thank you.
I like to have a system that is based on an open standard instead of a system that is defined by a vendor and I have to trust that standard is correct.
Today there is a lot of obsolescence issue in the industry, so you can end up in a corner where it's hard to move out from. So by using these open standards, it gives you the opportunity to select the best vendor.
The dependencies make lifecycle very expensive, lots of downtime, and actually it shouldn't be a hassle, it should be easier. So we try to make sure we can add more complexity without having a lot of complexity extra in the lifecycle planning.
So hi again. Welcome back to the SPS Fair. Stand of Universal Automation Network. So we have changed speaker, same scenario, but still the same vests.
Yes.
And I must say you wear it quite nicely, Renato. So Renato, just a few words about yourself before we go on to the presentation,
Okay.
and what you want to tell us.
Okay.
So
Nice to be here with you.
Yeah.
Universal Automation. At this time, I'm here representing Emirim,
Yeah.
my startup, which I am the CEO, but also 4DX and Universal Automation and this nice integration that Emirim is providing to the community. So this year we released the plugin,
Yes.
where now it's able to use UAO runtime together with 4DX, and we keep developing things to make easier and easier to anyone which wants to use 4DX together with Universal Automation.
Yeah, yeah. So it's, in fact, it's a implementation, and it's a live that we did already lately. Huh? You've been already twice with us on the live, I believe. Huh? The first time was somewhere maybe in February, March, where we show a bit what you are doing as let's say, solution for automation. Then lately in September, I think you demonstrated us the Foliac, or was it in August? I don't remember quite
Yes.
well, but quite early in the stage, and it was a big announcement, because now we have finally another IDE which could help and deploy to the UAO runtime. So, yeah, what can you tell us more about this plugin? Maybe a quite recap, because some of the viewers, maybe it's new for them. So
Yeah. So on first beginning, we did a plugin that allows for the users to use the UAO runtime if they want to.
Yeah.
Now we have a new version of the runtime, and we are ready to release a new version of the plugin, because also we have a new version of 4DX. So every time that new versions come, we have to build a new version of the plugin. And as something good news that I can bring to the community is that we are starting using a lot of UAO runtime inside our projects.
Yeah.
So at the end of this year, probably we're going to have a full software-defined facilities running full with UAO runtime. And this helps to the growth of UAO, because we bring points of views and some questions that we bring to the community, and we grow together.
So, in fact, what you're saying is that you had, until now, you had product, you had solution using 64099 and for the automation, and right now you're going the step further, which is really implementing into facilities. Those facilities, where are they based? They are in Brazil mainly, or they are worldwide as well?
Any facility, what I'm doing now is to make the implementation of the plugin in real cases. So we already had our cases that we showed before, like a lot of advanced process control, real-time optimization, a lot of artificial intelligence on the facilities. But now I'm moving into using the technologies we already have together with the plugin that we developed.
Yeah, sounds quite interesting as well. And what is the next step? What do you see for the technology, for yourself, for Emirim? What is your plan?
Yes, right now Emirim is working on an initiative to create the universal integrators, where we create a network of integrators capable of deploying our solutions on the field, not depending too much of us. So we plan to be the technology developers, and people can consume this technology if they want to use it on their clients, their final clients, or to build their own projects.
So let me try to rephrase it to make it clear. Your goal is to, let's say, go and develop more and more software bricks, software package, what we were calling plug and produce in the demo just earlier with the Cognex, that others integrator could use or reuse in their own application.
That's it. That's our plan. And we are really focused on teaching, on learning, on joining people that wants to understand how it works, and we are able to help them to go on this way, because we believe, among others, that this is the road for the full digital transformation inside industries.
That's quite impressive. So I assume that's a call for our viewers, which are system integrators who want to get, let's say, place a step into the technology and get a hold on that. And you can for sure support with some IT and automation solutions directly coming from Emirim.
Yeah, we can support in many ways, from the architecture, from the field to the cloud, from function blocks. We have more than 300 function blocks on 61499 that can be consumed by final integrators or final users.
Yeah, quite impressive.
Yeah.
Thank you. Any other comment that you want to share with the community?
It's a pleasure to be here with you. I'm very happy, and the fair is really nice here, and everybody here.
It's great. Can you tell us a bit more about your hat?
Oh, okay. So I have a hat here with Emirim name. I have 4DX here, and I have here Universal Automation, and here I have Be a Universal Integrator.
Yeah, so that's really cool. That's really cool to all the viewers.
Yeah.
If you want such a cap, and if you're on the fair, you have to come and visit us. Speak to Renato. He has a few I've seen on the stock.
Yes, come here, join us, and take your cap.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Renato.
Thank you very much.
And talk to you later. So for the viewers, we'll have a short break so we can change a bit scenery and go to the next demonstration, which is about Clovic. So please stay put, and we are coming to the next demo.
We want to be able to connect stuff easily, to add modules when we want to, and to build something that is maintainable without having to spend a fortune, having lots of downtime, or needing very skilled people to do the work. Also,
Associations like universalautomation.org really brings together people who want to achieve the same. They want to achieve more sustainability in the industries of the future, and this is why they are looking for something which is hardware agnostic and which allows to be much more flexible and agile when you look at the future challenges to coming ahead.
It's always important to make a step ahead, so try to find something new. And from my experience, I see that in the IT, for example, there has been a big revolution, and I expect the same in automation.
Yeah.
Universal Automation Organization has a good IP policy. It provides a guarded source with a common development. A standard is always good, but it's always very good to also have a implementation of a standard and a common implementation that helps the community.
In my opinion, it's important in this stage be part of the consortium, because you can put your idea. So we can collect ideas from several people, different people having different mind. And it's very important to put together different ideas and go out with a new, let's say, approach to the programming.
It's not an open source community, it's what I call the guarded source community. And that's very important because then there is someone behind it to make sure that the quality of the software is good.
So hi, and welcome back. We change scenery, and I'm here with Michael. So before we go into what you have to say about Clovic, because what is a best one? By the way, you had the live with Clovic, I think with the Professor Viatkin in July. So you showed us already a bit of the technology, but it's always good to have a reminder and to repeat things, So I think I'm quite happy to have you here with us to present during the live, this presentation. So before you deep dive into it, please introduce yourself.
Yeah, thank you, Greg. My name is Mikhail Kolesnikov. I'm a doctoral researcher from Aalto University. I actually started my path first as an exchange student in Aalto Factory the Future Laboratory, working together with Valery Vatkin on distributed automation systems and all the modular systems. And then eventually it turned out into a commercialization project, which we're going to talk about, which we actually brought here in the form of demo.
Yeah, very good, very nice. So, the demo, we'll see it. We don't see it on the camera right now, but it's just right here, and we have our colleague to show us a bit more about the demo itself. But talk to us a bit more about Clovic. What is it, and to the viewer. So I see that the screen is being shared. I will look on my side on this screen as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead. Tell
As you can see from the slide, Clovic stands for Cloud Virtual Commissioning. Basically, we are developing a technology enabler for automation engineers to fill in the gap between the virtual commissioning and the physical commissioning itself. So our project comes from Aalto University, and last year we received Business Finland funding, which is called Research to Business, which allows small research groups just like us to try commercializing their research advancements. Okay. And this is what we are doing right now together with UAO.
Yeah.
But if you want me to describe a little bit the Aalto Factory of the Future, it is a playground where we have different kinds of equipment from various vendors showing the capabilities of flexible and modular distributed automation systems. We have a couple of AGVs with cobot arms, we have a vertical farm, we have a demonstrator assembly line, which we actually brought here, and we will talk a little bit more on that
later
on. Yeah. So this is a playground where, based on the real case scenarios, we are trying the state-of-the-art technologies and standards such as 61499 standard and UAO runtime. Yeah. All the setups that we have in the laboratory are based on that stack. Clovic itself, we have a team of 7 people. I'm doing a business development. I'm caring about the business development responsibility there. We also have here in our booth Tuojan. He is a CTO, main technical champion, and Valery Vatkin helps us to contact with the industrial partners. We also have a couple more staff scientists, master students, and PhD students helping us on developing this project. So all the necessary skills that we need to accomplish this project are here in the company. And yeah, the vision that we have is that we believe the modern days virtual commissioning should be software defined and should be accurate, scalable, and collaborative. And we believe this can only be done by following the open automation path. And UAO helps a lot on that. But how does the commissioning looks nowadays? Basically, it is fully hardware driven. It is designed in a way that first you choose the vendor you want to go on with for decades usually, and then you build the logic and your processes around that. And this hardware driven design does affect and does limit the future of the end users and the system integrators in a way that brownfield, let's say, they encounter major supply chain disruptions the moment they need to update the hardware. And it's not that easy to jump off from one vendor and go to another. You would have to start from scratch, and this does cause a lot of extra expenses, unwanted extra expenses for end users. Unfortunately, on the market, we have this vendor lock situation, and a lot of vendors, they provide box solutions. So they provide both the hardware and software. And in case you want to code your control application, you should choose one and then use the corresponding software for that. And you cannot that easy develop some control application that would be vendor agnostic.
So it means that you're choosing your vendor, you're choosing your software, as you said, for the kids, because you develop and then you're kind of stuck with that development. At some point, I assume the hardware comes to end of life. So exactly. What do you do with the development that you have done? Do you need to start over with the next generation or so on? So yeah, I mean, vendor independence, vendor agnosticity is really something that people are asking for. We see that from customers. I'm sure today it was as well one of the topic when you have discussed with some of the prospects. So yeah.
Yeah, and end users, they are the main beneficiaries. System integrators, they benefit a lot, and vendors, they also benefit from being early adopters of the open automation. Nobody wants to be in the last carriage of the train or even skipping the train overall.
Yeah.
But the market situation is that more and more vendors, system integrators, and end users are acknowledging the benefits of the open automation. And there are 2 big communities that benefit a lot to that. The Open Process Automation Group with the Open Process Automation Standard, and the Universal Automation Organization, which provides us with the runtime that helps to connect all the required pieces of the software. And talking to those partners, we identified that the software-defined approach is the way to go. And the IEC 61499 does bring advantages. First of all, it unlocks the system-level commissioning. You can develop one control application and then map it to the hardware correspondingly. You can change the mapping the moment you need, or you can easily replace the hardware pieces on the fly. This we call it plug and produce.
Yeah. But we just demonstrated in the demonstration with the Cognex camera. Yeah, plug and produce.
Exactly, and it does help you to provide some back compatibility and cross-vendor support and end-of-life proof, since you can constantly upgrade your piece of software, not being too much concerned on the older versions of the hardware, which can be easily replaced with the newer versions. Last but not least, we believe that the software-defined approach helps you to do more performance and cost-optimized configurations, and commissioning can be done by independent system integrators. You don't have to, as a system integrator, you don't have to have in your team specialists for each and every proprietary system that you have to serve for your clients. You can just use the vendor agnostic control application, use the vendor agnostic tools, and then work with that. And I think a beautiful example we have here, we brought the demonstrator assembly line. Another good example of the real production case scenario is the ExxonMobil Lighthouse project, which is coming to production very soon. So there are still a couple of problems with the open automation we have identified and what we are trying to solve with the Clovic tool. So first of all, the soft PLCs that vendors provide, they are not that hardware accurate, and there is still a little gap between the virtual commissioning and the physical commissioning in the way that soft PLC is not specific to any piece of hardware. It doesn't have accurate I/O configurations present there. It doesn't have the proper performance limitations in terms of CPU, memory, and it doesn't simulate that efficiently the communication between the devices. It's all hosted on your local machine, and it's all limited only by your local machine performance requirements. So basically, when you are deploying to the real physical device, you sometimes encounter some unexpected errors with the soft PLCs.
Yeah.
So that's one problem we want to solve. Another one is that we actually observe among different vendor IDEs and simulation tools is that you can easily run configurations made of like 3, 4, 5 PLCs, but whenever it comes to a number of dozens or hundreds PLCs, this is easily the pain point. You would easily face their performance limitations and problems. So how do we overcome that? Well, using cloud services or using the dedicated standalone server on the site where you deploy your images. That's another thing we wanted to implement in our tool. And last but not least, existing commissioning tools, they are done in a little bit old-fashioned way and they are non-collaborative. We observed that automation engineers, they are just passing archived project files back and forth. There is no convenient ecosystem with the version control, and there is no capabilities for collaborative real-time updates and updates of the documentation. Yeah, and also all the tools are Windows compatible exclusively. We wanted to unlock that and make it possible to commission from your tablet, from the web, from whatever machine you want to use. Just like with the PDF files, you want to be able to open it on any type of device. So that's another thing we wanted to pursue in our project.
So we are unlocking on the automation side, let's say by decoupling the hardware and the software, and you are unlocking as well on the, let's say, the IT side and the engineering side by
UI,
not only
UX.
limit it to a Windows environment, but to open it to every environment.
Yeah, all this piles up into a big cost. So one of the examples of the refinery use case, let's say as a plant owner, you have 190 programmable logic controllers with 40,000 inputs, outputs, and commissioning such system would be around 150 man-months and would cost over 2 million euro. And more costs would come in the long run if you are going with the vendor-locked solutions. But can this be significantly improved? Of course it can be. So our approach as a Clovic is to develop the cloud-based collaborative commissioning tool for distributed automation systems, which would be vendor agnostic and based on IEC 61499 standard. And our core value is the hardware accurate cloud PLC IPC images with all the IOs on the place, with all the performance requirements on the place, just like with the physical devices. We're currently working with a couple of different vendors, which are already members of the UAO. Past years, we have been developing this based on our laboratory demo. We will also show it later on to you and in a little more details. So we developed a tool which would be remotely accessible via web browser, which would have input-output layout accurate PLC images of FlexBridge Icebox, Stahl remote IOs, ASRock, Schneider controllers, and you can easily deploy thousands or hundreds of those images, no problem, and it has a collaborative access. So if we have a look here at the fresh demo, the automation engineer just need to upload the project file from the EcoStruxure automation expert. Hopefully, there would be more vendor-agnostic IDEs, which we will support. And the program itself is capable of parsing this configuration data, and it deploys the corresponding images from the device configuration you had in your project file. It also allows you to check the input-output configuration if it's clear, and then once you deploy it, you can use any IDE you prefer. In our case, it was EcoStruxure Automation Expert, and basically connect to those images and deploy just like it would be real physical devices. And last but not least, you are able to observe all the changes in the inputs, outputs, and in the CPU memory or network in real time.
So this means I'm doing my project. So I have whatever plant which I want to make an application for, my automation program and so on. So I'm doing my project using 64099. So it means that I'm not developing with the target of any particular hardware, but I'm developing my let's say, solution. At some point, I come to the point to select which kind of hardware I want to use for this, to deploy this application. So I can use, for sure, Schneider, Stahl, Phoenix Contact, Open Embed, or whatever member, ASRock, for example, whatever member of Universal Automation, which has a UAO runtime deployment to. So I do my programming. I assign part of my program to whatever hardware, and then I basically load my program onto your tool.
Yes.
Your tool can read my programming and say, okay, you have used this hardware. If you want to deploy, I will make the image available for you. Did I understand correctly?
Yeah, in case there are any misinterpretation in the configuration of input outputs, or in case there is a difference in your expectations between the real PLC performance capabilities and what you can see in the simulation, you can easily adjust that before even having physical devices on site available. So before purchasing and wasting money,
so that's a huge. Well, you save a lot of time by doing that. Huh? So I can imagine on big projects before deploying to a plant and saying when you are commissioning on site, oh, but here there was a mistake which we could have seen way earlier in the engineering phase. So basically, with your tool, this is what the time which is saved, basically. Yeah?
The earlier you encounter the problem, the cheaper it would be for you to fix it. And in the long term run, we are planning on developing the performance benchmarking or performance modeling, so that just by uploading your control application, our tool would be able to offer you an optimal configuration based on the requirements you input.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
good.
So we believe this would benefit the most to system integrators and industrial end users. And we are currently developing it all together with both of those end vendors themselves. And the benefits are just like shown on the screen. I believe if end user and system integrators are capable of introducing all the principles of open automation, and if they're using the Clovic tool, they can easily save up to 40-50% of the commissioning costs. Yeah, just as I said, we have a pretty long roadmap. We're spinning out next year.
Good.
We will have a spin-off company from Aalto University, hoping to collaborate more with the UAO and UAO members.
Yes, sure.
So we are welcome to see all the system integrators and end users and vendors to collaborate.
So that's a call. Let's say that's a call to the viewers that you are looking for discussing potential proof of concept. And so if we have some viewers which are interested in seeing how the Clovic, how the cloud commissioning tool is put into place, well, Michael, you're the right guy to speak to in that case, and well, implement the technology at your facility. So yeah. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Greg.
Any other last word that you want to share with the viewers?
Oh, let's make the virtual commissioning, the commissioning itself, accurate, scalable, and collaborative.
Yeah,
that would be the point.
That would be great. Great, thank you, Michael. So for the viewers, please stay put. We'll change another time the scenery for the last demonstration, and to show you a bit more of hardware and of what we are doing here at the SPS Fair. So stay put, and we'll just come back in a few minutes.
We built our code, we imported it into the system that UAO is based on, and it ran. It just ran. We thought, try that with any other two vendors.
It is interoperable. You don't need to do any fine-tuning, any adjustment. It just works together, and it's not just the communication network, it's the whole functionality. So literally a part of the system can be installed over there and the other part can be installed in Australia, and it will work together.
Thank you.
Because in our vision, the way we're moving with our company, we need a different way of programming. And this tool set was actually very promising, and it still is kind of enabling that what we want to achieve.
One of the reasons we're a member of this is we see the OT transformation happening in front of us. And so I think the IEC 61499 specification in general is a central set of capabilities, right, to which you can host 1131 if you wanted to, or not, as was mentioned, and achieve your goals long term with the flexibility you need for all the new stuff that's coming down the pike, right, whether it's some artificial intelligent LLM model you want to implement at scale.
We all need to learn something more, but it's not that hard, and once you start using it, you'll start to realize, oh, this is way better. Cell phone's better than a wall phone. All our technologies we have today are way better. This is another one of those.
It's really a different kind of working. You can really use different kind of hardware. You can bring easier new functionality in, and I think this is all about sustainability. We see it here in the room, and I think to really do something different, faster, more efficient, I think this is really what we all looking for.
You will also now say, that's marketing. You will promise us a lot. Test it, try it, do a test installation, and I'm very sure you will be very impressed about the functionality. So all in all, a great package.
I need to introduce.
Universal automation, of course, is much closer to the IT thinking, and therefore young talents are more attracted to work in this environment.
So the new engineers are coming from high-level programming. So are coming from C++, are coming from JavaScript, HTML. So all these technologies coming from IT are really appreciated from this kind of engineer.
But now we see a new generation coming up, what is used to new technologies, and they are open to test, to try these new functionalities. And I think most of them pretty well understand the advantages on this.
Hi all, and welcome back to the stage. We are here now on the last session with the demonstration of actually let's say discrete manufacturing example now with multiple stations. So I'm here with Pranay from the Aalto University, but he will introduce himself just later. So yeah, stay put, stay with us. A bit more of hardware, a bit more of software as well. Hardware and software decoupling. This is what we show you as well during this demonstration. So now let me turn to Pranay. Pranay, just introduce yourself to the viewer, please.
Thank you, Greg. Hello, viewers. I'm Pranay from Aalto University. I'm doing my PhD there. I'm a doctoral researcher in my final stage. I've been working with 61499 and universal automation since 2019. And I'm basically focusing my research on flexibility, how these things can be decoupled and made even more open and cool.
That's what the world wants. So that's where I'm focusing my research and PhD on. Today, I'm here to present a small demonstration of the same concept using this machine that we call the ANAS demonstrator.
Yes. So, should we go on with the demonstration?
Perfect.
So before I do a small disclaimer, as I did before, we are on a fair, we are live. So demonstrations sometimes they go not as expected.
The demo effect.
But that's quite normal, and this is part of the life. But now let's go on. I will ask before you do that. I will use my own camera so people can actually see what you are doing, because they cannot see directly what is inside the machine. So can you please put the camera online as well?
Perfect.
So we can start.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this workpiece on the conveyor,
yeah,
and then you'll see certain things move.
Okay.
This discrete manufacturing machine is made out of 6 conveyors and some pneumatic operations. They pick and place this red and green workpiece on the conveyor, and then the components move it around. So you see something happen. Now the best part is this is governed by 7 different PLCs from 7 different vendors that comply with the universal automation technology. So we have Schneider M262, we have ice blocks on FlexBridge, we have Phoenix Contact, we have the M251 on screen now, and then this side we have the Stahl PLC. So now all these PLCs are working with the universal automation runtime. We've programmed them using the EcoStruxure automation standard. So we have one software, one library, all working together, and then commissioned with a distributed architecture over this machine. So here we have this endless cycle for the fair in which this keeps rotating. But the interesting part is the distributed deployment and the flexibility to plug in, produce, and remove things from the machine.
So you said a bit about the hardware, but maybe I need to show to the viewers as well which different hardware that we have. So let's maybe start from this side. So I see here some ice blocks on which the UA runtime is ported onto.
Exactly.
Then we have on the next, we have the Stahl devices.
Yes, again, same UAO runtime, the same software elements working on those hardware devices, just distributed deployed. The next you have is the Schneider M251.
Yes.
So same concept, the UAO runtime connected over a distributed network using our network interfaces. The fifth we have is a Phoenix Contact PLC.
Yes.
So the Phoenix Contact again has the UAO runtime. Next we have is Modbus. So the IOs are connected to Modbus. And then we have the soft PLC running on a ASRock International IPC.
So this is the
So we have the runtime installed there. Finally,
and the last one,
we have the M262. That is again a Schneider device. And as a bonus, we also have the Schneider M580 sitting on the bottom.
Let me have a look
that's
here.
A surprise for the viewers.
In the
so we
cabinets.
have 7 different devices working together.
So basically, I think we can cut the webcam, cut the camera. So basically, what you're saying is that we have one program. So this is not like 7 different programs
Not
for
at all.
each PLCs.
Not
But this
at
is
all.
in fact one program for the whole machine.
Exactly.
On which you said, okay, this part I deploy into this device, this other part I deployed it to this other device.
Exactly.
And that's it. But how does it work?
So we program one of the conveyors, we program a software element irrespective of what the hardware is. So our software is technically vendor agnostic. We make the block, we copy paste it 6 times, so we have 6 instances of the block. And then when I'm commissioning the machine, I'm saying, okay, conveyor 1 has this PLC. So from my device tree, I select it and I tell one of the code elements to go to the Schneider PLC. So on for the Phoenix Contact, ice blocks, and so on. Once I map that, I just click the magical deploy button, and the runtime automatically distributes it to all these devices and also helps them communicate. So that's the magic we get with Universal Automation Runtime. The simplicity of doing a distributed deployment.
So it's like what Shreya just showed us a bit before. She was having with the Cognex camera. We had different hardware, and we just apply and select a function block to whatever hardware we want to, and we deploy to that hardware.
Exactly. So in this case, if we add a Cognex camera, we can just add those deployment to any one of these devices, and it will just seamlessly work.
Okay, quite interesting. Quite interesting. Any other thing you want to add?
I think we are all good. I would just say welcome to the Universal Automation world. and let's make industrial automation more flexible and open.
Yeah. So there is one thing I want to add to what you just said, because we see that we just seen that we have a lot of hardware from different hardware manufacturers, different technology vendor, and you see on the walls, which is behind us, a view on let's say on the different logos on different companies which are trusting us, which are member of universalautomation.org, and our goal is to develop, is to have more and more members. So we have reached our 100th members. So
congratulations!
Congratulations! Now 100 members within universalautomation.org. We started with 9 founding members in 2021, so 3 years ago. So that's a great achievement so far.
Yes.
But still, we keep growing and we keep looking for new, let's say, new members. Could be users of automation, so end user, system integrator, process OEM. So really the full, let's say, the full user scheme.
Yes.
We are looking for universities. We are looking for academy to join us. We have a very strong academic program, very strong possibilities with the curriculum that we are developing and deploying as we speak. So to help the next generation being trained on the technology. And we are looking for technology vendors who are looking to make a step into the 64099. And to make this step in 64099, you don't even need to know about 64099 or to program whatever thing yourself. You just need to take this runtime execution engine, so this software brick that we are sharing, and put it into your own hardware. So this is the way it's really going. So basically, we are open to new members. We are looking to be, so next year, next year 200, huh? We
Next
just
year
doubled
200,
that.
SPS 2025.
Next SPS 2025 200. So we'll do the live and tell you about where we stand with the objective. But yeah, you see, technology is growing. We show you more and more demonstration, more and more use cases on what we are doing. And this is basically the point behind all of that.
This is our path to the future.
So yeah, we thank you. We'll have a small Q&A session. In case you have questions, just stay put with us. Ask your question directly through LinkedIn, and we can have a look at your question. In any case, stay with us. We have a small break, and we'll come back in a few minutes. Thank you.
Thank you. We need a stool.
Universal automation, of course, is much closer to the IT thinking, and therefore young talents are more attracted to work in this environment.
So the new engineers are coming from high-level programming. So are coming from C++, are coming from JavaScript, HTML. So all these technologies coming from IT are really appreciated from this kind of engineer.
But now we see a new generation coming up, what is used to new technologies, and they are open to test, to try these new functionalities. And I think most of them pretty well understand the advantages on this.
Hi, my name is David McCall. I'm a Senior Director of Industrial Standards with Intel, where I work on the strategy Intel has for participating in various standards organizations and open source projects across the industrial ecosystem. In the future, everybody is going to need some sort of function block runtime. We've seen other industries, other market segments moving from a hardware-defined paradigm to a software-defined paradigm. When Intel looks at the industrial ecosystem transformation that's coming up, we see an opportunity for industrial workloads to be standardized, for the entire ecosystem to shift to a much more software-defined mode of operation. We want to have a standardized applications that can be easily portable between different systems. And the standard of IEC 61499 and a standardized runtime that's built around that is one key way of doing that. And we see universalautomation.org as being a huge enabler for the entire ecosystem and to move in that direction. What is the most effective way for any particular customer to get access to a high quality runtime that you can deploy in factories? And the answer is UAO. Join us.
So, welcome back with the full team now around me. They made the live, so congratulations to you all. This is, for some of you, your first live, and this was not a short one. It was not an easy one, but you made it. So first, I want to congratulate all of you. I've not seen any question on the chat, but let's do it this way: that any one of you give maybe a last word about maybe your project, UAO, and what you foresee. So maybe we start with you, Michael.
Yeah.
So you can take the mic and take the opportunity to say a few words.
Yeah.
Few last words.
I believe the way towards the open automation can only be done if we work together with the vendors, with the system integrators and end users and small startups just like Clovic. And together we can bring the required technology enablers on the market, allowing the faster and the adoption of the open automation tools on the market.
I would say we are doing something great here. We are doing something different here. And I would like it for each and every engineer to join this community and grow this community with their knowledge. With each input, we are growing every day. With each mistakes we make, we learn something new. And IC 64099 is always about learning something new. Every day you create an object, you learn how the interfaces work, how the event works. If the event is not coming, you troubleshoot, you grow your engineering knowledge. I would say this is the greatest platform ever I joined. And I feel alive just using the tech every day, not only going to the office, but also meeting our greatest colleagues as well. So I would only say that, join UAO.
Thank you, Shreya. Renato.
Hi. So, thank you for your time on the live. I'm very happy to be here with my colleagues, and I would like to invite everyone that is watching us to join UAO. It's a good path for digital transformation inside industries. You have a lot of technologies provided by many vendors, by startups, and you can try. And of course, you can be on the fairs to visit us to see the demos. We are open to that. Me from my Mirim, I can say that just send us an email, just go to our website. We are always open to system integrators, to vendors, to final clients, and that's what I would like to say to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Renato. Adding to all of this, I would just say, join the flexible world, be open, be flexible, and the more data we share, the more tricks we share, the more freer we are, the better our automation world becomes. So I would say join UAO and still get a chance to be one of the first movers in this big revolution we try to bring. Thank you.
Yeah. So thank you all. So I think last word is for me before we close this live session. So it's been a real pleasure to have you all doing that with us again. Thank you for showing us. Thank you for giving the opportunity to those viewers who cannot make it to the SPS this year to still have a taste of what it is to be on the UAO booth, so that next year when they come on the booth, they're really happy to see you again, and really happy to see how the technology has been evolving and everything. So thank you to all of you. Thank you to the viewer who made this extra long LinkedIn live that we did today. I will just repeat what you all already said. Join us. Join Universal Automation. That's a great innovation, great step into the next generation of automation system about the decoupling of hardware and software. It could be a great step if you are part of the academic program. It could be a great step if you are a user of automation. It could be a great step if you are a technology vendor, because you get access to the technology, and as a user you can use technology, benefit from it, and help us deploy it on the market. So all that to say, thank you again. Thank you to the viewer. and see you next time on the live. Bye-bye. You did it. You did it. Good job.
I can't believe this is